In this video, we're going to take a look at the online graphing tool, Desmos. Now, Desmos is easily found through a Google search, but it does also have its own tile in the app library on Glow. So if you search Desmos, you'll see this tile here, and you can click the I to add it to your Launchpad. When we open Desmos, we're taken to the main interface, which has a set of axes, and we can play about with the format of that using the settings tool. So we can say what values we want to include. And if we're plotting a trig function, we can also tell Desmos that we want the display to be in degrees or radians. We also have this space here, which allows us to enter the functions we want to plot. So as an example, we might want to draw the line y equals 2x plus 3. Simply type that in, and you can see Desmos plots that function for you. And you'll notice that it also highlights key points. So here we've got the y-intercept and the x-intercept highlighted to us. We can look at any other point that lies on the line by simply clicking and dragging the point along the straight line to see the coordinates that lie on it. So that can be a useful tool. One thing that's really nice is that Desmos allows you to add what they call sliders. And what that does is it lets you vary a coefficient and observe what that does to the graph. So for example, again, sticking with the straight line, you might decide to type in y equals mx, and you see how the option to add the slider appears, plus c. And again, there's the option of a slider for c. So they're defaulted to 1. What I can do is say, okay, let's investigate what happens as we change the value of m, as we change the gradient there. And we can see the line getting steeper and steeper. And we can also look at what happens when the gradient becomes negative. And the same for the y-intercept. We can vary that and observe the change that happens in the graph. So that can be really, really useful, particularly for looking at transformations of graphs. So let's stick with quite a simple function. Let's say we have the function f of x equals x squared. Well, what we can do is we can plot the function f of x plus a. And again, the option to add that slider appears. If we click on it, we can now observe what happens as we change the value of a. We see the function moving vertically up and down the y-axis. And what we can do is compare that to f of x plus a. You can see that one results in a horizontal shift and one results in a vertical shift. And what we can do is either have them both on display, or we can hide one of the graphs simply by clicking the coloured icon to the left of it. Now we've only got that one graph there. So that's a quick whistle-stop tour of the basic functions of Desmos. Very, very handy for visualizing graphs and for equations. For example, if you solve a quadratic equation, you can check your answer and see where the roots lie. What I would recommend is that you actually just open up Desmos and have a play around. There are so many more functions that I haven't gone into in this video, but they are quite discoverable, and the more you play with it, the more you'll realise what it can do for teaching and learning.